Viper into what, like relying on heroes also dying inside Blink Cold, pretty much?
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. It's Viper. I think he needs to have a good game, just based on the fact of his drafts needing a front line from him. I think that's like the big thing. If he doesn't provide this front line, it's a lot going to be on Axe to just get a bunch of blind calls, which can happen. We've seen it happen before, but Axe is not even wanting to go blink in a lot of these games, and buying the pipe, enabling your Viper, getting tanky, even like a Solar Crest coming out for the Tusk or the Warlock. You just want to enable this guy to exist in front of everyone.
30 seconds to battle.
Not bad. Not bad.
All right, well, let's see. Let's see if they're going to be able to put themselves in a position. And if this cute Wind Ranger as well. I mean, you kind of brought up the potential, right, with the monkey. This is even something you were looking at, like with the monkey to respond to the Ember. You give it over to Crystallis. Mid one takes a Wind Ranger, but this, you know, this time it's a bit different with Yarmich playing it. We've seen the Void Spirit flex to a position 4 at the moment. Yarmich? I don't know about that.
Is it boots?
Your cam, does he want to level the stun? So the shards? No.
So, okay, something I just want to quickly mention off the bat. Maybe Boom is going to change his mind, but he went horsepower, which is the no boots facet on Centaur. Very standard, very normal. But he has phase boots queued up. And he just bought 6 branches, which you don't really see. A lot of the time the Centaurs are going like Ring of Protections to offset his armor, going Gauntlets of Strength. And so just... It's just curious, no? Like, well, the boots are completely useless. Like, it's 500 gold for 0 movement speed. And oh, a lot of damage on bot lane. Both sides taking a big beating.
Yeah.
Because I know if you went the other facet, you can go double edge on the Centaur, which just makes sure like W stack more, or it's Counter-Strike, I think. It like stacks more damage on double edge. And you can still buy your boots. But the fact he went this facet, but still has the boots queued, maybe that's just like a for fun thing. And he's just going to go the Helm Dom anyway.
Just trying to troll you. This is what he wanted.
It's to troll the cap. It's intentional.
Yeah. Something about seeing 6 iron branches though to start the game. I don't know.
And so to kind of break these lanes down, I think top should be favored for Nemesis. I think Ursa is going to pretty much free farm, but if there was a ranged 4 here, like if the snap was here, for example, I think that definitely, or the wind, I guess it was going to be, I think that the Ursa would be under a lot more pressure, but with the Ember Centaur, you don't really have this like burst damage on a Centaur stun. You don't really have the chip damage from a ranged hero. So definitely going to be more focused on the Centaur trying to get what he can, farming and denying from the Ursa. But Ursa's still going to come out overall happy. Paired with the Warlock, he's going to have a bunch of sustain so he can take these creeps, just like jungle, pull the waves. Mid is... I honestly don't think that this is going to be a stomp for Wind, which it already is looking relatively even for the Viper. I think that he's going to be in a good position to just pretty much free farm. And sure, I think the Wind will have a good game too, but Vipers almost always in these range matchups are going to out-farm the enemy mid laner. And then bot, this is the most active lane out of all 3. There's definitely going to be kills here at some point. We've seen the Axe Tusk lane with great success. Just the heavy physical damage, the Battle Hunger slow, enabling the Tusk to walk up. And I think Snapfire has been nerfed a bit. It's relatively... It's still a strong laner, but I think that in these all-in situations, it won't protect the T at all until you get the cookie, which he probably won't even get at level 3. That's a level 4 timing, if I had to guess. And so this level 3 is the scary part for bot lane.
All right, we'll paying close attention to how the lane continues then. Now that they've reached level 3. Who's gonna overstep, maybe overplay their hand. Top spawn, we don't care. Yamich, nice job, bro. Pulled the wave down. Very good, very impressive.
Yeah, I love.
Do you still
the
like
way
that
they-
this is a mechanic?
pulling waves? I think it's good. Yeah, I think the game would kind of feel a bit sad if you weren't able to aggro creeps like this.
Or bottom lane? Yeah,
He's
there's
so
a
low,
go on
though.
to Yocam.
The
Yocam
Centaur.
gets the snowball over to the right, but still, he will not be able to make it away. The Centaur being a bit of a nuisance there.
Has been killed.
Dude, the Centaur creep has to have one of the highest kill counts of. It probably has a higher kill count than a lot of random supports in the game. Just like securing these random kills in the
come on,
jungle.
dude.
Think of an
That's
IO.
messed
How many
up.
kills is an IO given your team? Versus some random jungle Centaur stunning you, giving you a kill like that?
Jabs bottom lane. I'm going to try and start to run down the axe. I got the cookie as well to close the distance. And Yocam can't really do much about it. Maybe like a defensive snowball to go over the top. But he doesn't have the shards level, so they're going to be forced to try and stand their ground and fight. They'll get the kill onto Celery, but Crystallis is super happy with what he's seeing down bottom.
It was a bit aggressive, I think, by the Axe to try to cut their 1v2. He has like a double wave on him. The next wave is coming. And he gets a lot of farm, but I think it would have been a bit better if he's able to just like keep aggroing and buy time for his Tusk. But yeah, now 2 kills here bot. That's setting up to be a really nice lane for the Templar Assassin. And this as well, when you're getting to this level 4, level 5 timer, I think Axe starts to struggle a bit more. The phase boots is going to be a nice timing, but definitely still going to be in the favor of Radiant here. And TA is one of the fastest farming carries I think that you can pick right now. And even if Axe becomes uncontestable, we're still probably going to see TA 400, 500 gold relatively early on, just every hero in the game.
Well, so they're going to look to try and play away from bottom instead. Nice scan though from mid one. It's got the read that Eurocam's nearby. So what on the other side? Now confirming the position as well. We are going to see some other supports start to move mid. Yamich and Narman are going to trail each other from the north. But this is a pretty important timing for them to continue to put pressure on. You got the catapult wave along with the power rune. They're going to try and go back and get the rune. It will be an amplified damage on bottom.
This is big if they get on the Viper.
Middle tower.
Neither mid actually went for bottle this game, funny enough. But just having the amplified damage for this siege creep timing, Narman's tanking.
Narman.
Tower.
Whoa. Yeah. And now mid one as well. Maybe feels a little bit more free to be able to run towards Analog, knowing that the Viper strike is now on cooldown. He can't use it onto the Wind Ranger. Jabs is here apparently from bottom. What do we got? 3 points in the battle hunger to use
Nice
over towards
cookie.
Stellar, who finds a nice thumb. The ultimate's still going from mid one, and mid one, he gets
I
the kill
sharked
on
in one.
Analog. He's going to try and duck away. The Shackles will hold the Tusk back, but he should be able to get in range for the shards, and Jabs' rotation is everything they needed to be able to come out on top in that mid lane.
Are scanning.
Yeah, I think if they didn't bring that extra axe, they definitely would have struggled in that fight. But still, I think relatively good for MOUZ. They get the Viper, they get the Warlock, they defend their tower through the scary amplified damage timing. And that was like a preview of this Viper win matchup, right? Like you press ult and he's just lashed onto the Viper for pretty much the entire 20-second duration of ult, which it did take almost a full 20 seconds to kill him, but he does go down. And the nice thing about this new facet, this new skill build, is you're gonna have a short cooldown stun and you're gonna have a short cooldown wind run, which is kind of normally you have to pick between one of the two, but just having the consistent stuns, you could see how much control he was already having at this level 7.
Let's see how his farm's going to be, though, from mid one, because we've been getting a lot of the Maelstrom Wind Rangers, from what I've seen, at least with the carry. I haven't caught any of the other builds, but definitely feels like the Dragonlance might take a bit of a hit to the farming speed.
Yeah, I think if I had to get in his mind, it's both of your side lanes are extremely heavy farming heroes
Are scanning.
that
Dire's top
like
tower.
TA is not really going to show up in the early game. She wants to hit creeps. Centaur's also going to get his dom and hit creeps till his pipe timing. So playing around your like to also have a farming item as your first one as win is probably not the best. Going for some maybe diffusal Dragonlance, just going for pure team fight esque, I think is the. It makes sense to me. And also, so
And-
okay, I just want to say this quick. Sorry, Boom did go boots,
Ooh.
which I don't know. It's just strange, right? Like this is 500 gold that legitimately doesn't do anything for him. It's a waste of 500 gold.
Oh. 23 is going to run up the high ground, empty Yamich. They'll have to stamp it to try and get away. Is enough movement speed to put him out of the shots. And with the Mortal
This is
Kiss
really
is going to
far.
come through as well. 9 minutes in the game. Celery already has the ultimate. 23 Savage is going to be met by Boom, but the Shackles doesn't connect. Analog steps up to the north, and there's no trees behind the Ursa. So like you said, it is too far, but felt like it could have been far worse considering how deep they went in and with the heroes nearby from Radiant.
Yeah, there's definitely an angle that 23 could have gotten caught there. Maybe if the Snapfires was trying to use more ults to slow him and get him low, but thankfully for Nemesis, only one hero goes down, which honestly, stuff like that is usually an acceptable trade. Like you're forcing enemy heroes to use their spells to bring a lot of resources to the tri-camp, and you're only losing one support for that. And I think also 23, now he's in danger
Top lane
though.
23. They know the Enrage is still on
got nothing.
cooldown. Absolutely not. They're going to play off the back of the snowboard. Even Crystallis is going to come through the portal as well. So the raw numbers heavily favor Radiant. Mid one somehow slips through the shards, but Yamich couldn't. He's just got a thinner portrait. He's able to get that secondary kill onto Yokan.
There's no way to get analog, right? Oh no, they're gonna get him.
Oh, they're going to... Yep, absolutely they are. Yamish got the chains, extra little bit of control for mid one. Analog tries to see if maybe he can hope to bring down with the Ember, but that will not be the case.
And this is the early
Why-
game, right, for MOUZ. It's Crystallis is taking the gate, they're going top. They have 5 heroes around this top tier 1 at 10 minutes. And then the mid one doesn't even stop. He keeps going deeper into the enemy jungle, and they keep getting these kills. I think that Nemesis is getting outpaced, and it's already a 3k gold lead, which is kind of what we said was we should know going into the series how it's going to play out. It's MOUZ want to group up, they want to play really fast, get these kills, and it was on Nemesis more to somewhat respond to that, which I think they tried to do. I think the Viper is supposed to be this like tanky delay hero, but the supports especially need to be either ahead or get levels. Like Warlock, still level 5, doesn't really have any impact in these fights. The Tusk, when he's the one getting ran at, is also not having high impact, which was the worry with Tusk. I think that's probably why it has this 40% win rate in the tournament. And they need to get something done probably with this Warlock level 6 timing.
It's got to be now. This bottom move. They put a lot of their resources down here. Let's see how they're going to be able to play around it. They'll put jabs on forward over towards the left, though. Mid one. He's already run into Yokan, and they're actually out of here. Enel's going to TP out instantly, but they've ran down the supports. And they're smoking as well. So look how quick they're trying to play, anticipating that maybe someone's over towards a triangle, over towards a mid lane. Smoke's going to pop on the low ground. Yamich with the Remnant has another one to close the distance to Jabs. Jabs with the Blade Mail's going to make it a little bit more frustrating. So they'll have to wait it out, but the kisses, well, that's not going to matter in the end. Now, Analog did close the distance onto the Snapfire, who will TP out and isn't going to tick out to the damage. They might even get some of the remaining Ancients as well, as Chrysalis is here, licking his lips. Yummy, yummy.
This feels terrible. All your ancient attacks are gone. You're down 5,000 gold. TA already up. Just look at the carry matchup. He's up 2.6k gold at 12 minutes. And yeah, it's pre-Ursa Battle Fury, but still, you're going to be waiting another, what, 1,200 gold for Ursa to finish the Battle Fury, and by that time, I think that he's still going to farm slower than the TA. TA farms extremely fast. She effectively kind of has like this built-in farming tool with her side blades, and this could be one of the games that Crystallis just runs over all by himself.
And the matchup is pretty good, Tia versus Ursa, no?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I've seen it sometimes described by carry players as it's okay for Ursa because basically you're stacking the Fury Swipes for a fraction, and then you kind of still kill her in a similar amount of hits as normal, because like the second refraction's over, she has like 6 stacks, and then she dies in 3 or 4 hits. But the counter to that is you still are tanking 6 hits. You're taking a full overpower without taking any damage. So in my perspective, especially from like the TA mid side, I think TA is pretty nice matchup.
Yep. Well, definitely is reminiscent of when MOUZ are having some success. This is kind of how the early game looks for them. A 5,000 net worth lead into just starting to completely control the map. We're going to have to see something out of Dire. I mean, you've got the blink queued up from Axe, so feeling like this is going to be necessary with the status of this game, but Antelope just out of range here for the chains on Yarmage.
I think, to me, this is the kind of game that makes me surprised with MOUZ's position in the tournament, right? Like, they're already out of the running for the next group, and you can see just versus a team that Nemesis has the same score. I believe both teams are 2-3 right now, so the winner is going to be 3-3, loser is going to be 2-4. So these teams should be somewhat evenly matched, but it feels like MOUZ is just playing way cleaner and doing a lot of the stuff right that you expect to see when you watch the teams that are making it through. Like all the top 8 teams, I think put a performances like this. Just maybe MOUZ was struggling to change some stuff up.
Oh,
Can't even get damage.
23 Savage steps a little bit too far forward, not respecting the rest of Radiant that are actually nearby. And now Yarmage is going to come back flying over the top. They'll catch up to Yorochem with the T2 tower. Now Analog will start to TP in, and Radiant are happy with what they've gotten. Continuing to slow down with the Ursa's game. Nice shackles from mid one.
Yeah, he is actually going to go for the Dragonlance Diffusal, so definitely just going this full aggression early game build. And it makes sense, right? You're 70,000 gold. How much more gold do you need to farm? And it's also not his job to be the one farming. I think that if you look at the net worth, it's already just the TA and the Centaur are doing their job of farming creeps. So just be the guy that kills heroes consistently, which I think is one of the things that Mid One does best, is being these very aggressive heroes that he knows his limits for. He gets the kills around the map and kind of makes space for his other 2 side lane cores.
Yeah, he's made so much space. I mean, Chrysalis is continuing to soak all that up. 2-0-3, 194 last hits here with the Templar Assassin. Incredible timing that he's going to be working with, and they can look to start to continue to play up in the face. You've got objectives, that's something they're going to be considering. Nice cookie mid lane from Celery onto the Catapult. Very cute spell casting.
What do Nemesis need to do to kind of come back into this game? I think Axe. So Axe actually went for the Blink Blade Mail build. I was going to say, is he going to go Pipe, Crimson, something like that? But went for the Blink Blade Mail, which I think is good and bad. It gives him like this 2-3 minute window from now. It's probably going to be the Ags timing on Vipers when they choose. That if they win some fights there, they're going to be back. They're going to be getting these kills, these snowballs. But the second that the game lasts another 4 or 5 minutes with this pacing of it, where they're falling behind, they're getting weaker and weaker, that Blink Blade Mail build is going to do nothing. He won't kill anyone. They're going to get way too tanky. TA doesn't even kill herself that well versus the Blade Mail, right? Like, she has the refraction that tanks it up. Even Wind, I think, is going for these like tanky stat items, so Mid One's not scared either.
Into the Wind.
Look how aggressive he is.
Wow, is this not too deep? Like, is this a fight where you can take on Die? You got the blink on Axe. Where is jabs? They're starting to jump up. He's going to be able to get the initiation onto 3. It's a really good Fatal Bonds as well. But the problem you brought in the draft, how do you stop them from running away? I mean, the Stampede just completely resets the team fight, and cool blink, cool rock. Like, you got nothing now. Your base is in some serious danger.
Yeah, I think to me, a lot of it is on the Viper. Probably the Viper pick. I don't even know if it was necessarily his play, because his lane went fine. They tried to group around him mid to take this tier 1 tower, but it's a hard Viper game. Playing versus the Centaur in particular, I think is a pretty rough matchup when your entire hero's identity is, I'll slow them. And they have to stand in my W, but they have to because they're slowed. So just, oh, I click one button globally and my entire team is hasted. And they cannot be slowed. It's just rough. And I think that fight was also, it was before Analog's Ags, which I think is a huge power spike for the Viper. But I don't even really see the work he can get done.
No, he's actually even going to be caught by the chains as well. But the work will still not continue. Now, it's a decent amount of damage over towards Chrysalis. Trying to do their best to take away the first life. They will be able to do so, but are they actually going to be able to make it away? His mid one holds 23 Savage down. He's going to run the opposite direction. They do get a pretty good call from Jabs. One dunk's going to be out, but where is Jabs running now afterwards? Oh, he's alive. Okay. Chrysalis.
23 went in.
Under the cover, the Melt's going to pop out. Yeah, 23 Savage jumping over the top without the enrage. They've cut down Yokam as well. Ooh.
I mean, it was okay, right? Like, they get the, what was it, Centaur for Viper? And they killed the Ember too, right? I think it was a 2-for-1. But then... why did they go? They even got the Aegis. I think that was a situation you could back there, feel pretty comfortable with what's going to happen. You know, in the next couple of minutes, maybe you get another jump like that and there's no more Aegis. And you get the kill. Because 23 lives. Yeah, it was a 1-for-2. They trade Viper for 2 kills and then they choose to go back in with the Ursa, with the Tusk, giving away more kills. And I think that may be just desperation, maybe a mentality thing, but kind of making some big errors in this game. And 11,000 gold might make you worried about the game state.
Well, at least they won't lose the Torments. I think Chrysalis maybe messed up a little bit. And they're actually going to be able to catch up to Celery. Never mind. He's got a... Has he got a Force or is it... Yeah, he's got a Force.
Oh, did he try to solo kill and he just couldn't?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, guess as a team.
And they are coming though. They're going to try and do their best to respond. Jabs. The first point of contact is going to be able to get the initiation, but it's not the best. It's only on the Ember. Meanwhile, down to the south as well, but the Viper's just gone. And no Viper for the team fight. It's a massive Mortimer Kisses as well from Celery, and yeah, exactly right. Yami doesn't even die. Mid one catches the Warlock over to the far east. Narman was trying to find an angle A it out, but they will not do so. 4 for nothing, and now MOUZ opportunity for them to walk it down top and look to try and put a chink in the high ground.
I mean, that was a sick Ember play from the back. I don't know how much we saw of it, but he gets jumped by, I think it was the Axe and I want to say like the Tusk in the back, and he just Remnants through them 3 different times. He has the Shard too, so he gets a kill, gets a reset on the Remnant, does it again, and just that kite. Also, Analog, it's the first real fight they took with this Ags, and he gets absolutely nothing done. He just gets like shackled by Wind and just gets 100-0'd by all the physical damage. But yeah, for me, the highlight was Yamich. Look, the Tusk and the Axe are jumping in the back. The cookie save from him is able to stun these 2, and then just the kite. Look, the Remnant once, Remnant twice, Remnant 3 times, and they're both done.
Back live, really looks like they found 23 as well.
Oh.
Trying to find a safe spot on the map to farm, but nowhere is safe against MOUZ. His lead is up to 16,000 now.
And it's not going to get any better. I don't see their draft for Nemesis being this comeback late game draft. They have Viper early game, Axe went early game. He didn't go Auras. I think the Tusk as well, something I've talked about. It's not this comeback hero, right? It's more of this early game aggression. You want to win your lane, you want to get your blink, you want to kill heroes off cooldown. But when your score's 1, 8, and 4 as Tusk, you're really not going to get to that point of being ahead impact. And just the difference between the Ember and the Tusk impact is kind of crazy to watch.
They're going to try and bring everyone back towards the mid lane. Yamich. We'll get a couple of remnants out of him. He's completely out now, so we'll force and Stampede. Boom's wanting to run on forward. They still have the high ground ward that's going to see the Warlock a little bit out of position. With the Mortimer Kisses, don't get the greatest amount of damage. They should still be able to surely get the kill onto Narman. Is he going to tick out? Mimble over towards the left side. Another fight's breaking out. Jab's forced to disengage. His blink initiation was off the mark, and they're going to punish him for that.
What if they go high ground here? The Viper can be a bit annoying to push into his W into the Nether Toxin, but you have 2 ranged cores that hit very hard. They can just stand outside the range. You have these like melee carries, these Jugs, these Svens. And this is probably just a free Rax. I don't see a way that Nemesis can defend it.
They might even think about going for the kill over towards the Viper. Nice punch. Actually stops the stun out of Boom. Analog tries to get away here with a nosedive, but Crystal's going to leap over the top. They'll bring him down under the T4 towers. Mid one will be able to get the force away. Yamich is also playing with Yamich. Oh no, he's trying to get the kill for the extra rem, then he doesn't get it. Boom as well.
He doesn't deserve to live.
Absolutely not. 24-minute blood grenade. They get the buyback out of Analog 2. He's trying to get onto mid one, but mid one's win run. That puts him out to safety. Now Jabs is trying to find an angle over towards the left. Okay. What a call from Jabs. What a call. Oh my.
They got 4. And okay, the crazy thing was I think a little bit because of Yamich's dive, but maybe MOUZ's mentality, they didn't even get the ranged racks. So no buildings killed besides the tier 3. You have your entire team dying. It only cost them, I want to say, the 1 Viper buyback, which he's already paid it all back with the kills that he got. I think it was just too deep. Like, you get these kills. I think you get the Viper here, the Tusk. Maybe you should kill him, but he's going to end up living here. Just walk away. I think Yamich not being able to protect his teammates, using all these remnants in aggressively, actually kind of ends up biting them. A bit of a throw. That's like a 4K swing, 5K swing already, just off the back of that. Also, not to mention the amount of XP that they got, because every single one of the kills was a streak. Celery with 4 streak, Crystallis 3 streak, mid one 6 streak. Maybe 1 or 2 more of those, and we're back to an even game.
Well, good to see that there's still some fight left in Nemesis, especially in this game in particular, but they're still going to be playing with a deficit when raiding. They're looking to try and take Roshan. They've got Yurkem maybe in a position to go for some crazy play. We'll see if he's going to be able to time it.
They're finding Narman.
Well, up on the high ground, they got a glimpse of Narman under the traps. So the Warlock's going to be caught out of position with no one else remotely close. And with no Warlock, this will guarantee a Roche. No one's even going to look for a snipe as well.
Analog now finishing his Manta, so just 1 change in the Ember shouldn't be a kill on him. He'll be able to kite that. Even the Shackle, he can Manta dodge. Ursa finishing BKB, so getting the items that they kind of need. Lotus as well for Axe, another way to purge the chains, because I've been saying a lot. Ember's been putting in work. He's 4, 3, and 15. This was supposed to be a mid Ember, but gets countered by the Viper, chooses to go position 4, and definitely popping off. And so now he's getting a bit countered.
Oh, sees him.
Oh. He's dead.
Sure, okay. It's definitely been a cool Ember 4 performance.
And now they once again are in a position to hit the high ground. For MOUZ, this time they will have the Aegis buff, so Crystallis can actually go and dive once. And I think the biggest thing is just don't dive. Like, just hit the buildings, force him to go on you, make the TA the big target. Okay, he's diving.
You say that as soon as you do, Crystallis, yeah. Jumps over. 23 Savage will look to try and get rid of the Observer Ward. So he'll keep the banner. Try and get rid of some of the vision that they're playing with. Maybe Analog can get it. He might die as well, though. We'll see.
Weird glyph. Just because that Roche's banner's up, so you're not actually getting any of the creeps killed with this glyph. It's just more of a delaying tool.
Renee in with the jump and Booms in with the safety.
Nice
what a call, but is there any follow-up? Because meanwhile, mid one got a good shackle over towards the right side. Now they're finally going to try and get into the middle, but it's a little bit too late. They got no value out of the call, and it baited them to dive, and that is going to be their demise in the M23. Tries to get some value out of the BKB. Now, you brought up the fact that they should not die, but it looks like now, with the position of the fight, they can do so without any concerns.
I think it's just the net worth. If the game was any closer and Axe gets a call, maybe he has a BKB, he doesn't get Yules because of it, the Ursa can follow up, the Viper can follow up. But the second that they do any slight error in the fight, like Axe calls with not all of his damage instantaneously ready to go, Viper getting jumped on the top, like they're diving into, you have to play the fight so perfectly, it's almost inhuman if Nemesis was to win that fight.
Well, they will have the Warlock back up in a couple of seconds. No Analog though, unfortunately, but there still is a glyph from Dire. So they should be able to have at least one more fight, 5v5. And we'll glyph to try and send them away. What is the call from MOUZ? Still have the Ages out of Chrysalis, but the health pool is a little bit low.
And the nice thing was MOUZ didn't really lose anything with that push. Their only major cooldown is Snapfire ult, and that's going to be coming up at 5.
Found 23 Savage out of the base. He's going to burn all the Ursa's mana as well. As he also got to take a team fight without any mana, and with the BKB now not there. Namad's got no rock to be used defensively. Jabs tries to get the core, but the damage has been dealt. It's just not good enough. They split away, making sure there was no opportunity for a multi-man call. And they're just hoping they get back closer towards the base. Centaur's going to try and TP out if they got any stuns. Yorkam doesn't have any. Namad cut down in 2.
Nice Axe kick.
Cam, where did they get the Scepter Gold from? Mid one? Kick back into the middle. They got the damage surely right. Witherwing does end up dying. Analog jumps into the middle. 983 crit. Chrysalis is just having such a free fight. Hurricane Pike, nicely done. It's going to be no kick there. I don't even know if he wanted to kick, to be honest. Maybe Chrysalis would have killed them.
Yeah, I think he may have gotten 3 kills if he actually got Ags kicked in. But taking the safe play, getting out, and they're going to go again. I think, honestly, with the Axe Tusk, maybe they could defend the base if they're 5 alive, but not in this 3v4 situation.
Yeah, not at all. Just lacking the numbers. 23's back alive. He's trying to close onto Yarmich, but Yarmich is too mobile. 23 Savage going to be caught out front of the base. No more stuns to stop him from getting in, but
okay,
they will get the kick over towards the TA. Celery's going to join his carry. Why not leap in? Come on. Just all go.
He's back on Tusk. Got another kick in 1. Oh.
Hit the throne.
They're doing it. They're defending.
Just hit.
Viper's up in 1.
Oh, they want the kill as well. They're going to get Yokan. They got him. Why are they hitting the throne? Oh, mid one.
Analog, defend your base.
It's all fine.
Defend the base.
1v5, you can do it. 1v5. Oh. Go.
I mean, having a...
With the Chend heal and all the Tusk snowball save. So if he does get caught, and if you need some way to escape, you're going to have the support to be able to back him up as well. Seems like a lot of weight is on the shoulders of Analog and also the bounty hunter this game. You know, you mentioned Yorkam should have a pretty good time to be able to make movements away from the map. I am intrigued though when, because Radiant can kind of do a similar thing with like Yarmich coming down bottom at the meta timing. Mars is gonna be okay. I believe like you can leave him for a moment with that gang through the portal, so maybe you can get some kills onto the Sentinel when the bounty's starting to do other stuff on the map. So feels like both supports. Honestly, the position 4s could be pretty important with what happens on the rest of the lanes.
Yeah, I think it's a lot on the support rotation this game. Bounty has a much easier time doing the support rotation, but even the Tusk, I think, is a good matchup versus the Primal just in the early game, you have like the slow and the tag team that makes it pretty hard for Primal to win these like extended trades mid when you want to be running around with trample and phase boots. And then even getting to this mid late game, you have a BKB cancel for his ult, and there's nothing he can buy, right? He can buy Lincolns, he can't buy a Lotus, he can't do anything to stop you from punching him on the Tusk. Sure, it's a bit of a commitment, but I do think that Tusk is one of the better supports for Primal in the game.
No, let's see how it's going to be able to play out. Did we... No, 2 for 2 with the bounties. Let's see how Analog's able to play with this cursed old big portrait. So stupid.
No, I love Primal Beast. He looks so,
I'm a
so
big
funny.
Yeah. I'm a big fan too. At the body blocking the creeps is... It's still in, right? I feel like I still see people
well,
do it. Yeah.
There's the Dota lab setting that technically makes it outdated, which is
Okay.
if you hold, you can set a hotkey, and as long as you're holding it, you can only click creeps.
I see. Okay, never mind.
Which
Been killed.
I'll say I haven't set that up. It's kind of annoying for me.
Okay.
So there's
Ooh.
probably a good amount of players that haven't set it up, but it is one of those settings that just nullifies that big advantage of like the Brood Mother and the Primal Beast are like the two major ones, I would say, just because of the way that their hitboxes work.
Interesting. I learned yesterday that apparently mid laners as well have right-click deny on. Listener Quinn talk about it, that it's like an extra input with having A. I can't remember if he said he actually does or doesn't as well, but that is actually a common thing for mid laners to have right-click deny. Do you?
You don't have that?
No, I don't. No, I A-click.
You didn't even know that was an option? I'm
No, I
surprised.
did know.
Okay.
I did know, but more recently, within like the last 2 months, I knew.
Interesting.
But
Okay.
I didn't actually even know that mid laners like deliberately do this.
I think everyone, to be honest, I think
Dude,
everyone has that
I've
setting on.
always A-clicked. I've always, yeah.
I've had that setting probably for like 6 years now, 7 years.
Oh, far out. All
Been
right.
forever. I mean, there's a bunch of random settings like that. Even another one that I've noticed, Analog is kind of in danger.
Yeah.
It's just to take a bunch of damage. Another one is camera movement. I think has changed a lot through the years. Back in the past, it was you'd like move it to the edge, you'd edge pan and move your camera that way. I think that's outdated. A lot of the players now just use mouse grip. Because even when you go back to the old days, like the old school days, No-Tail 1 TI using WASD, I believe, to move his camera.
Just
was it arrow keys
Was
or
it
WASD?
I think it was. I thought that was it Matu or No-Tail?
Or maybe it was Matu.
Someone. You're right. It doesn't matter.
It was a
It doesn't matter.
very good player, and they were using either
Yeah.
WASD or arrow keys in order to move the camera, and it's absurd. I
Absolutely
think stuff like
ridiculous.
that would not really work these days because of how much bigger the map is, how much random movement there are with different spells. But yeah, I think a lot of the settings have just evolved throughout the years. I think the new Dota lab ones are also pretty cool. Namely, the biggest one I've seen from the labs is that interact with only creeps. But even there's the forced movement hotkey, which basically, as long as you're holding it, it disables pathfinding for your mouse clicks. That one's been used a lot for heroes like Slark
was-
or Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that was a big one for Slug. What's it with the Shadow Fiend? Oh, for
The same thing for
raises.
raises. Like it
Yeah.
lets you raise through walls much more effectively. That's another one that I haven't really gotten into. I don't really play Slark or Shadow Fiend that much. And if I do, I'm just gonna like click super close to the wall. to be
Yeah, yeah.
honest, I guess
Just
Tusk
hope.
would also want to use that one, right, for when you're pressing the ice shards to get through the wall, like to go up the cliff or down the cliff. But I've personally never struggled with that kind of thing.
I see. Okay,
I just click really close to my feet, and I just hope for the best.
and it just works. But you always mouse grip,
Yeah,
camera grip. Sorry.
of course.
Yeah. No
I-
crazy edge panning stuff.
I can't even remember the last time I hit the edge of my screen. I think if I
Analog.
disabled edge panning, I'd be completely fine.
All right, first blood.
Unlike
mid
analog.
one. We're speaking about the potential of Yarmich's rotates. Yeah, he's not far enough. She's been playing pretty aggressive, honestly, in this lane. And mid one's brought him low multiple times, and this time finally able to get the kill.
Yeah, but just the net worth. Look at the net worth of the Primal versus Storm.
Yeah.
He's lower. The Tusk almost has as much net worth as this Primal. Like this is.
Do you agree with?
Terrible.
Do you agree with how he's been playing the lane? Like this is a lane where he's been kind of just almost cutting in a way. Boom. Missed the spear. We'll go back for Yokam instead. And with the bounty, thought that the Mars was maybe going to continue to go for the win range, and there was an opportunity for him to get the gem. The gem will still die, but it's just the neutrals.
I don't know if that was intentional, but still great trade. Anytime you get basically a 1 for 0, it's worthwhile.
Nice.
Oh no, 23. If the snowball connects,
And they're going to be able to get him range. Naaman will TP him. There's going to be an extra movement coming out as well with the bounty hunter. So both supports looking to try and protect their safe lane, but this is a full wave that Savage is missing under the tower. We'll lose a couple creeps.
even just, his TP's gonna be so long. It's another creep gone, maybe 2 because the Shadowman's taking it. And he's level 3 still compared to Terrorblade, who's level 5. Sure, he's gonna hit this level 4, hopefully off this range creep, right? Nope, it's gonna take the siege, but he's gonna hit level 4, but he's still over a level down on the Terrorblade. Even net worth wise is already 300 gold down, 400 gold down, so already MOUZ is off to a pretty stellar start.
Now Yerk did run into Sentry range. I actually already had one set up. Boom's been able to rejoin the lane as well, but this,
I don't know if that was correct.
I mean, the banishment just sets up for the spear. Don't even want to use it because they've recognized this kill. It's not necessary. They'll hold it to potentially get a little bit of damage into 23. He does still have the win run, but we just got a tri-lane top now?
Yeah, I think this, I mean, if it's a tri-lane, I do still favor MOUZ. Chen was one of the classic tri-lane heroes back, you know, I want to say like 10 years ago, back when tri-lanes were actually a thing. Having the creeps gives you this big advantage. And even Tusk as well. The more heroes that can use the tag team, the better. Every hero gets to right click, so this lane should be good. And then bot, I think Terrorblade is going to completely free farm versus Centaur. It does enable Centaur to have a good game, and he'll get his gold and his net worth up to a pretty high respectable amount, but still Crystallis having zero pressure against him.
And I was going to say, it's a little bit late of a movement from the Primal Beast, so we'll take the stack away. He has a haste rune. There's one going to try and use aggressively, but it'll just be to get some more bottle sips out for himself.
I definitely think he was hoping that he'd be able to probably rotate top and turn that 3v3 into a 4v3. And when you start getting those like bigger numbers, specifically the tri-lanes, and you bring that 4th hero, it can snowball so quickly, because if you get that 1 kill to start with the surprise, it's a 4v2. And that's just borderline impossible to win. But unfortunately, I think maybe it was the right choice to take that stack, but just not being able to use the haste rune. Does get a shield though.
And he has the pulverized back up mid one. It's a little bit
He's low
extra
mana
distance here with the zip away, but yeah, he's absolutely out of mana with the Stampede. It's going to help them close the distance. Jabs is even here as well. But the Centaur's not going to be needed for the kill under the storm. He will be necessary for the chase down onto Yarmid show. So a nice little fight back. A good sequence of events for Dire.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
That was a big turnaround. Primal, I mean, Nemesis is struggling. I don't want to just harp on it, but if you look at the net worth of their cores, 3k on the win, 3.3k on the Primal, even with that kill in the Storm, which I think shot him up about 500, 600 gold on the Primal, he's still down 300 gold on this Storm Sphere. And a 1k gold lead, sure, it's not as big as it was. It could have been a 2k, 3k, but I think with the early game group up potential that MOUZ have, it's still a bit scary situation for them. This Chen and even the Terrorblade are just great heroes at getting these early kills and getting this early tower pressure. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to take this tier 1 tower right now.
Actually going to make the call to potentially go to the portal with Yarmid and Crystallis. And meanwhile, you do have Analog taking a pretty big stack with the help of Naaman. But their resources are not going to be high enough to even have a thought about bringing everyone up here to defend the tower. So this will go down with the use of the meta. Make some nice value out of the TB.
And Win is not a hero that you want to get kicked out of the lane in jungle. You generally pick this to kind of dominate the lane to some extent. It's a ranged hero, it's a universal hero, high stats, you have a nice stun, but getting kicked out of the lane like this means that he's going to struggle to get this Maelstrom because he did go greedy laning items. He went Wraithband and Bracer, he went 2 of these early game stat items. So 1,000 gold being put to that for kind of no gain, and he's over 2,000 gold away from the Maelstrom just to kind of enable him to farm quickly. Because again, with this new build, there's no power shot. You don't have a farming spell.
And this is the stage of the game that we were quite worried about. How are you going to deal with the early aggression from Radiant and the moves
nice
as well that
Arena.
we're going to see further? Arena's going to be able to hold 2 into place, importantly stopping the onslaught out from Analog. They've got the Stampede, but the Vortex is still going to be there. Analog, another death through him. 23 Savage trying to charge in the middle, but there is absolutely nothing the Wind Ranger will be able to provide. And this is just going to be more map control and camps that are even taken out of the hands of Nemesis.
I mean, thankfully a bit was Norman did end up getting denied with the neutrals, so not everything. Oh, the bounty hunter. Yo Camp wasn't paying attention.
A little bit closer towards the Titu Tower though. Nama can get in range for the banishment, won't be able to do so, but they might have an opportunity for the task kill.
Oh, the snowball.
And a god. There's a catapult as well to be able to snowball over towards the left side. Now mid one as well is trying to push back 23.
He was trying to be
Seller is
pretty-
also getting solo killed inside the river from Analog, but he doesn't actually have the damage by himself.
that wasn't even like a pipe or a soul or anything. That was just oh, that's like the free kills that Primal Beast should be getting. We had top Yokam was he was trying to scout and then his invis expired and he wasn't paying attention perfectly, and then he just had to reapply it in front of the enemy team so it gets dusted. Also, even putting 23 in danger for that. And maybe they're going to try mid one here. The Primal Beast ult is coming up in 5, but is Analog the one in danger?
Yeah, who's gonna be the one that actually starts? Analog without a doubt is the one
The
that's in danger.
disruption.
They get the banishment. It's awkward. It's absolutely awkward. And now Boom with the wraparound finds a perfect arena, enclosing the walls on these 2 supports, where the bodies are going to be buried. Boom tipping his old teammate as well, Naman. Yeah, a bit awkward there with the banishment.
Could he not have gotten out? He didn't have a stun for this.
Let's see.
The charge, like no punch, no snowball, no pull. He's probably going to make it out
dies.
there.
Really? Does he not die
think
before
he-
the charge?
I think he would have gotten out. Maybe he would have died to the Mars, but still, maybe that enables your supports to get out. Maybe just the long chase, they decide not to go forward. But some spellcasting errors coming out from Nemesis.
Let's continue to cost him. Analog tries to charge in
That's
the
a
middle,
great charge.
crashing over the Terror Blade. If they got the damage before the Sunder, Crystallis will find the Sunder. Back to full health. Mid one's got a double. And again, it is looking like another classic MOUZ game.
I have no idea if it means. I don't know.
I don't know what that one means, but still, it was a
have no
really nice
idea.
charge from Analog. I think he couldn't get the ult up because there was the threat of that punch that was going to cancel it, so he's trying to get as much burst damage as he could, but just a sliver of health from 23 is going to enable him to get that Sunder off, or Chrysalis, sorry, get that Sunder off, get the kill, and we just said, oh, you know, it's only a 1k lead. Nemesis is doing
Yeah,
pretty
wow.
decent, especially with that double kill, and what, 4 minutes later, it's an 8,000 gold lead for the side of MOUZ, and I feel like the brakes aren't going to be pressed anytime soon.
With the bounty lineup.
Yeah, the bounty is
It's a big problem.
you want to be getting these track kills and collecting it, but so we saw the bounty picked into the Chen. I think that matchup early game is supposed to be good because you're gonna hunt the Chen, but
Yeah.
after the laning stage, if you're not far ahead, if anything, Chen's concept of gameplay actually counters the bounty, right? Bounty wants to pick off heroes, play in a lot of outnumber situations, like you want to get 2 versus 1, 3 versus 1s, and you get the track gold, which makes it worth it. But how does Chen want to play? Hey guys, we're gonna get our auras and we're gonna group as 4 or 5 heroes. And that's exactly not what Bounty Hunter wants to play. He doesn't want to play versus team fight lineups.
Mid lane.
And so just Oh, no.
Boom, what an
another
arena
good
once
jump.
again. You're jumping right behind the Primal Beast, expecting that there's going to be support playing hand in hand, and that was exactly the case.
And they see
Mid
the down
detection for
too.
Yokem. Once again, steps out with the Shadow Walk expiring. It will push him over, which is a little bit awkward, but Boom's still got the speed to be able to yoink the kill.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
This is just kind of going from bad to worse. I mean, at this rate, I think Chen's going to catch up to the Primal Beast in net worth. He's got the mech finished. He's going to go for the Vlad's second item, which is going to buff up their armor, give them a little lifesteal for the Terrorblade, and even give him the damage that he'll be getting from it when he's in his meta. I think he's going to get like 30 damage-ish on the Terrorblade, 30, 35. And I don't know. The numbers are starting to stack up for MOUZ.
Jabs. Nice placement of the spear down to the bottom tier 2 tower. Mid 1 Vortex is going to be there. Jabs with the Stampede. Does mid 1 want to go? It doesn't, but still happy with what has been forced. Meanwhile, Yamich as well. Now, 23 Savage he's going to be in a lot of damage here. Namek going to get in range. The banishment will be there, but as soon as he pops out, he's got about 10 health to play with. They did finally get the finishing kill. The damage will come through from Analog, but the escape.
Is mid one in
it
danger?
Actually, mid 1? No,
He's on no mana.
Looks like he's okay.
I mean, Analog is getting with the game he's having. He's trying to get work done with these really nice onslaught tramples. Like he's getting a good amount of damage. It's just it keeps feeling like it's not enough, right? Like we saw bot the Terrorblade, it wasn't enough. Here the Storm, it's not enough. I think he's just a bit too far behind, and by the time he gets his BKB, I don't know if it's really gonna matter because his BKB timing is gonna be around the time where Chen is hitting this like Vlad's. And I honestly think if a pipe comes out for Chen, I think that's pretty much Analog's game is over.
Your game continuing to struggle to find value inside this game, and it's not going to get any easier with the deficit they have in the bounty playing from behind. So mid 1 uses, I think that was the end damage that he activated for the kill. Yamich is going to be able to run into Narman as well, who he doesn't have anyone remotely close, because meanwhile, under the mid lane, we've got an arena round up to 23 Savage. So we'll continue to watch Narman and them go toe-to-toe up to the north. But now he's wasted enough time for Yamich, where that Chrysalis pops out. And just nowhere is safe, apparently, for Dai to play.
Good news, Primal has his BKB. But maybe it's not good enough news if they're going to be down 10k gold. I think 23 needs to get in a fight and do something, but okay.
Are scanning.
He is less net worth than the Chen. It's happened.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's
That's your position 1, having less
Wow.
net worth than the enemy position 5.
Ooh, do you give the Aegis to the TP or the Storm? Because you probably go high
The
ground.
Storm,
The TP's
I don't think Terrorblade has the issue of dying. I think he's like completely fine. He's looking at this like, oh, Wind can't even kill me. Wind doesn't even have Maelstrom. Like, it's just getting delivered now, so
Oh, man. Nice stun from
Minnow just
Jazz.
going.
Boom going to be able to clip the Bounty Hunter with the speed, with the snowball over the top as well. But Dire, this is a Stampede used to try and retreat away. They caught back 23. He's going to be dragged. The Pulverize is holding
Can they kill the
Crystal's
Terrorblade?
in. Let's see if they're going to have the nuke potential, but the Manta tries to get out.
Thunder's a
Thunder's going to
storm.
be there. Actually uses it onto mid 1, but Radiant, we're seeing the damage start to be a bit of a thing with Dire's team fighting, but it's just not enough. They'll sustain through it all. They came ever so close to killing multiple members, but the Chen's sustain and the Aegis advantage was just too much for them to handle it for 18 minutes into the game.
And funny enough, I think that the Sunder was actually good for the way that the fight was playing. Was because mid one had no mana. So him dying even faster with the Aegis enables him to chase these heroes like ever so much like sooner in the fight. And just like you could see the glimpse. Let's say they weren't down 10,000 gold. They potentially could win this fight. Like maybe they actually have enough damage to kill Crystallis before he gets his Sunder off. But just this is a net worth disadvantage. Right? There's nothing more to say. Like this fight is purely auras, gold. It's all the items, and 23 also just having no game at all.
I'm gonna imagine if he was around the net worth of the TB, honestly, even the centaur, maybe one more, you know, like smaller item. Potentially that's a little bit more damage to come through to actually kill Crystallis.
It looks like they're trying to go again on the Primal Beast. He's gonna have BKB up in 1. Maybe they do find the Terrorblade. It's probably a last hurrah around this Tormentor.
Radiant aren't all here at the moment. Boom's been pretty important for them. Mid-one's got a haste to be able to close the distance pretty quickly. This is a bit greedy from Radiant taking this without the full 5-ban. And it's now going to pop out. Over towards the far left. They got the shackle over towards the Terrorblade. Are they going to be able to bring him down this time? They will. Down goes Crystallis. Mid-one's still going to be here to try and take the team fight afterwards. You got Boom starting to funnel in towards the later stages as well. But the arena holds 2 back. Mid-one's going to try and step into the middle. They're controlling 23 Savage at the moment with the win run still currently on cooldown. Is he going to be able to scurry away? Yamich stops him short. And now Jabs as well. Stuck in between a rock and a hard place. There is not too much he's going to be able to do. Pinned up against the far left side of the map. And they've also ran into Analog as well, who stuck around for a little bit too long. Yamich finds him in the tree line. They'll put an instant stop to the Pulverize and Ultra Kill for mid-one. And I believe a 5-man white with Narman already back alive.
I think they got what they wanted. They did get the Terrorblade. They even kited out the fight, got the Chen. I just think that they're
Savage, you saw
too far behind.
You saw him with the Courier. Oh no, Narman's here. It really doesn't matter though. Pops out, they're going to drop a Remnant, they're going to have heroes nearby. The supports are just going to feed their lives over as well.
He has no detection on the Tusk, so Benny should be able to walk away unless something really crazy happens here. And 20,000 gold lead, just 21 minutes into the game. And you just go high ground, right? Like the Metamorphosis didn't even get used in that fight. I think that it was still cooldown from the previous one. And you do have all your auras back up. You have the Hand of God back up. The Greaves is not finished, but do you need it for this push?
No, absolutely not.
I mean, this is just at least one side. I think. I mean, if MOUZ feels like it, it's probably just 2 sides. If they're really feeling themselves, it's going to be a team fight into a throne.
It's going to be a fight that Radiant try and force out here. Mid-one with a zip in. Boom. Bit of a miss. Has to pop the arena, but Analog's fine with the BKB, but Analog is still dying though. Look at the damage from Crystallis. Analog, he didn't disengage. Felt it necessary to try and stand his ground. It's a decent shackles, but without the Primal Beast, your damage was already a problem, and now it's going to be non-existent, and everyone is dying. And that's going to be all she wrote. Last series for either of these teams. It's going to be MOUZ